welcome to
Stays Crunchy and Milk.
If you have questions or comments, we have multiple ways we can be reached. Twitter is, of course, the best way for those that need instant gratification, and the show's Twitter feed is at SkimPod, SKIMPOD.
Stays Crunchy.
For the more patient amongst you, the email address for the show is podcast@stayscrunchyandmilk.com. Crunchy again being spelled with a K.
Crunchy.
Hey, feel free to give us a call at 216-264-6311. That's 216-264-6311.
Stays Crunchy and Milk.
We're available by Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, anywhere fine podcasts are available. And of course, at the website, stayscrunchyandmilk.com. Please rate, review, subscribe, and share wherever possible, including on YouTube, where we can now be found at Stays Crunchy. And over on Twitch, where we're still Stays Crunchy and Milk. Our personal Twitters are
Tatum 216,
Lunchbox 2099,
The Real ODP.
And I'm your host, the Internet's Tayrel 713.
Stays Crunchy. Stays Crunchy. Stays Crunchy. Stays Crunchy. Stays Crunchy. Stays Crunchy.
I really didn't have to even do that. The car did it itself.
Technology is a beautiful thing.
Hello, welcome to the Stays Crunchy and Milk. It's episode 424. We're on the road, heading back home after a stop off in the great city of Chicago, Illinois. Main purpose of it was to go meet Chalfie. We met Chalfie, had a meal with Chalfie. Lunch was what we decided was the meal. We enjoyed some Pequods, which is a Chicago pizza institution, is from what I would take it as. And that was fun. We didn't get to link up and do a show and all that good shit, but hey, it happens to the best of us, best laid plans. But we did get to at least meet up and talk and hang out for a bit, and that's pretty dope. Especially because he lives all the way, out in Cali. So in fact, he came more towards the center of the country. We got to link up, and that's dope. Oh yeah, I got my man's Tatum 216 in the back here.
Oh yeah, us.
And I got my man Lunchbox 2099 wheeling the whip. So if he's quiet for stretches, forgive him. He has to keep us safe and get us home.
I'm doing what I can. I think it should be okay though. We're currently on this next stretch for 213 miles, so which is like most of what is left until we get home. So
exactly, we're in you say the middle of Indiana, middle of the top of Indiana at this point, or a little further.
We're on the tip.
Yeah, we're maybe around the last quarter of Indiana before we get into the great state of Ohio.
Probably about the middle way through right now, honestly.
I would use that term greater state of Ohio loosely.
The great state of Ohio. I didn't say it's the greatest.
Oh, I didn't say the greatest either.
Right, yeah, so let's clarify the point.
It's only great because it's the only Ohio. That's the state.
I don't know, man. Like when I travel, like I know our shit's got problems, but like when I travel, it makes me appreciate what I do have.
Exactly.
Oh, like I think I want to be warmly quoting myself. I'm from Cleveland. I'm not from Ohio.
I'm from neither technically, but I banged the set and I claim Cleveland hard. So
like I mean, having driven through Chicago again, I fucking hate big city driving, and I'm not hating on Chicago specifically. I've driven to New York. I fucking hate that. Dallas was like, I love Dallas, but like driving around that bitch that's scary. It's fucking massive. People in Chicago, man, you're like New Yorkers. You love using your fucking horns, and you all just like doing whatever the hell you want to do, and you don't adhere to fucking lanes
or just societal norms for driving. It's madness in that town. It makes me.
People just kind of have this like, well, you all got to do what we got to do, and we'll do our best not to tap each other. But like you all honk at things that I don't even see happening.
Yeah, it's definitely a walking town.
At least in the area we were at.
Yeah. I mean, this is my second time in Chicago in this great year of our Lord, 2021. And both times walking around, dope. Catching the train, yeah, it was okay. Driving, I haven't driven any yet, but driving with my main shit stain Dan, he thought about plotting on slapping somebody's car with a crowbar.
I did say that.
So
I'll cop to that.
It was taking him to the brink of insanity.
Oh yeah, like it's stressful because like I'm not from there, so I don't know my way around. Like I got a hang of it as we were there, near the end of the trip in the area we were at. But like I don't know all the twists and turns off the top of my head. So I have to constantly look at the GPS map. But then, like I was saying, people don't fucking adhere to lanes. So they're zipping in and out. Like, some lanes are twice as big because they make room for parking, but like they don't put lines. Some people are stopping where they shouldn't, and then everyone's honking, and then there's people walking everywhere. So I'm trying to look at a map and try not to hit any number of potential objects that could move in any direction in front of me at any given time.
And I kind of feel like a good majority of the crazy drivers are Uber drivers.
Mm-hmm.
And because this is a city that people are trying to get around, it's a very touristy place. And I remember when it was this one driver in particular, that dude was good as hell. But part of his good as hell was whipping that fucking car around and getting through that city. Like, he was matter of fact, it was one of the only times I got sick of Lyft drivers, and like in the middle of my trip, well, towards the end of my trip, and this Uber driver, he was a fucking professional. You'd have thought he had one ear pod in and was going to rob a bank for Jamie Foxx.
Well, and then like the other part of it was when we were driving back to the hotel last night, or yesterday evening, because it gets dark there at like 3:30 right now. It was dark and it was raining.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to navigate all that other shit I mentioned while it was pitch black outside and rain on my car. So I couldn't really see out all the windows exactly the way I would need to.
You didn't have no peripheral vision.
Yeah, it was like I was getting very stressed.
It was a challenge.
And then I'm like dropping people off at their hotel and then trying to wiggle back to our hotel, and then we're talking about going to this other place, and I was like, oh my god, I don't want to drive anymore.
And once all said done, we did.
Yeah, luckily, like the place Anthony wanted to go to was right across the street from our hotel, so I didn't need to drive. Like once we got back to the hotel, I had a nice, relaxing evening. I didn't have anything on the itinerary for myself really this weekend. Like the other guys had stuff that they wanted to do or people to meet or whatever, and like I came to meet Chaffee, but like they each had something that they wanted to do that was in addition to that, whereas I had no
additional.
No, there was nothing for me. I was just here.
Yeah.
So
everything was just plus for you.
Like I got back to the hotel and like I knew that like I wasn't looking to spend money at the Nike store or go buy anything anywhere or whatever. So like I just wanted to relax because I drove all day and I was stressed out and I just wanted to chill. And it was like raining last night and I was cold and shit. So like we got back to the hotel, I told them, I'm like, just go on without me. Like the Cavs game was about to start, so I was wink wink illegally watching the Cavs game on my phone, which was what I wanted to do. Like I couldn't get on the TV in the hotel. Shit, you could hardly get anything on the hotel TV because our hotel TV sucked ass.
It's gonna definitely be on the. It's definitely gonna be on the survey when they send it to me.
So yeah, I was using the Wi-Fi in there to watch the Cavs game on my phone. They mollywopped the Timberwolves, big ups, Cavs, go Cavs. But that was what I wanted to do. I watched the Cavs. Then T and Anthony brought me back some dinner, which I'm sure we'll talk about. I had a nice little meal, and then I got to bed because I had woken up at like 5:45 yesterday to get ready to drive us here. And then I'm not complaining, but I'm usually the one who does all the driving. That's by choice for most part. So like I got up, I drove us there, I did all the driving around the town. And then, like, it was getting late, and, like, I'm not used to waking up at 5:45 in the morning, so I was getting fucking tired. Like, in the end, I think I was up for almost 20 hours before I went back to sleep.
That's too much.
Because I said I was going to fall asleep, but then, like, T laid down in his bed and went passed out before I did because I was on my phone still. I don't know if Anthony went to bed in the living room or not, but I was on my phone until, like, almost midnight Chicago time, which is 1 a.m. Cleveland time. And like I said, I had been up at like 5:45, so I was almost up for 20 hours. I was fucking tired.
I can't believe you didn't pass out.
Well, part of it was because I was kind of uncomfortable.
You ain't gonna go to sleep like that.
Yeah, like...
I wish you would have got up. I wish you would have told us about the heat. Because I was like, I forgot I turned it up when we got in there because the room was a little chilly to my liking. So I turned the heat up to warm the room up and then never turned the shit back room. So it was a hot room. I should have known it too because I myself didn't even sleep under the blanket. I was like, what's going on? I'm like, oh, go turn the heat out. I could have thought.
Maybe they and trying to make the room more comfortable, they put the heat vents in there because I really didn't feel much.
Well, like when I looked at the vent from our side in the room, it's double-sided.
Yeah, you can see all across from it. I did notice that.
Yeah, like by where T was sitting at that desk, there's the vent on that side, and then the same vent was on our side.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was double-sided, like, and it was like a giant duct. But yeah, man, like I was fucking. That room was sweltering. I was hot as fuck. There was like so many fucking pillows on that bed that I ended up throwing like 4 of them off the bed in the middle of the night because I couldn't get comfortable. Yeah, and like I literally went to bed without anything on, no blanket, no sheet, nothing, and I stayed like that until like 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. Like when you guys woke up and like saw me, I'd only had the blanket on me for like 45 minutes because I slept the entire night without anything because it was so goddamn hot in there. I thought I was getting like dehydrated in the middle of the night. Like I woke up and like I was thirsty.
And as you know, I mean, long-term listeners know that boxes keeps the tip low in a shade box.
Oh, and yeah, my house, the hottest it gets in the house at night is 66.
So that was my bad. Sorry, bro. But it was a vibe, man. I just like taking trips with these guys, which like, again, long-term listeners know, but if this might be your first episode, you may not know that we are actually super tight, and so I love hitting the road with these guys to go do shit. It's always a delight. It's cool to stop at dumb places, you know what I'm saying? We stop along, you know, at the travel location and just see what's popping and so forth, because it's nice. So, of course, I've had a lovely journey because it just is nice. But Chicago is it's a good time, man. I fuck with it. I think I may have had my current fill. But Anthony was like pointing out we got to come back and do these things, and I'm like, yeah, that's true. We can make that happen another time.
It'll probably be a while, but
you know, whatever. Yeah, I'm not coming back no time soon. But who knows what the universe has planned for us? But we checked out Pequod's, and so you know, the Geno's or Pat's of Chicago pizza for tourists is Lou Malnati's or Giordano's. But people in the know seem to say Pequod's is the spot to go to. And in this case, Dan had come across somebody saying Pequod's, CM Punk on his podcast. Was he on his podcast or somebody else's podcast?
He doesn't have a podcast. I think it was the AEW Unscripted or Unfiltered podcast, whatever they call it. He was on there maybe like a month ago, and they were like, they have like where like fans can ask questions from Twitter. Yeah. And I think one of them asked like, what's the pizza spot to go to in Chicago? And he was the one who said Pequod's. Okay. And I've heard Mitch from Doughboy say Pequod, that he himself has heard that Pequod's is the lick. And I don't know if he's gone or not, but yeah, I think he said he did a pizza tour and he said Pequod's was the one of the spots he fucked with. So that's where we ended up going to. It was actually quite tasty. The guy was super happy to have us. It was you know, busy. I mean, it wasn't so busy that I felt suffocated in there. But he was like, "Oh man, it's so good you guys came. Thanks for coming." Blah blah blah. He was super nice about it, and it was like a real chill vibe. We all got individual pan pizzas, which are not Chicago deep dish, it's just thick crust pizza. A nice middle ground between Detroit style pizza and the traditional Chicago deep dish, because like it's thick and tasty. Yeah, it still has that like buttery crust. Yes, but it's not like 3 inches deep or whatever. Yeah, of cheese you got cut through. It's a lot of, you get bread more than anything else. So it's quite nice. It was very tasty. It was wise. You got to give it to Ant for that decision of to say get the personal pan joint and not get a full ass pie of some sort, because we would have been dead. So I mean, indeed, we were hungry at that time, but you know what I'm saying, I feel like it would have probably put us down for the night. Well, like I got like a garlic bread appetizer, and then I didn't even finish my pizza. I got half of it in the trunk right now. Yeah. So that I had one of the personal ones too. Yeah, because like I said, it was just the move we all had we engaged in. What else did we get? Well, that is easier that way too, because like, let's be honest, you guys don't eat a lot of stuff that other people eat off the menus. Yeah. And so like, it makes it hard to share sometimes. So, well, no, because like I wanted pepperoni. Okay. And it's like, you guys aren't gonna eat pepperoni, and I don't know what Toffee was gonna eat until he ordered. So it's like, I either have to order a whole pepperoni pizza for myself, or just not get pepperoni because you guys aren't gonna eat it. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's like, I'm not condemning you for not eating pepperoni.
No, I was just laughing because like I totally understand that, but like I kind of feel like in most cases, we end up just like when we went to one of the last places we went to. Yeah, you got a beef dish, but you vibed out with us up until your beef dish. I think we have like very similar palates. Just
Yeah, but I mean, like in like that particular instance, it's not like we were ordering pizza and this and that other thing. Whereas like today we had like veggie dumplings and chicken wings, and there was all the Korean apple starters that they gave us. And
Don't get so far ahead. We got stories to tell. We have order.
Sorry, I'm just saying that like our meal today was a little more elaborate than just pizza.
For real. Correct. And it's okay. It's okay to point out that me and have a different taste than anybody else.
Well, yeah, but that's why like I'm agreeing that the personal
is the move
was a great idea there because it works out for everybody. We all got what we wanted.
Yeah.
And we, like we're beholden to other people's like tastes.
Correct. So respect that, and respect the fact that Pequot offers such a thing that you can just get a Percy and keep a motherfucking moving, puff give. So that was dope. We got Chaffee. We ended up dropping Chaffee off back at his spot, and had planned to link up to do a show. But then as the night went on, he'd be up and like, I'm not feeling too great, and I'm like, all right, let me know. And he didn't, but I kind of took it to me. He had let me know enough at that point that like he wasn't coming through. So I'm like, that's cool. Not cool, Chaffee, look at you sideways. But it is cool, cuz I understand. Like I said, I've been on a road trip with Dan before where Dan got straight up food poisoning and was down for the count. So it happens.
Yeah, man, I mean, we missed the baseball game because of that one.
Yeah, so I know it happens to the best of us, so no worries.
Shit, even when we went to the Gambino concert, I still wasn't healthy.
You were not, but you was not missing that. You was like, I'll be damned.
I chugged that fucking Pepto and I did my best to hold it together.
Why are there so many rumble strips on this highway?
I don't. Maybe they want you not doing. I don't know, because it's 70 on the stretch, but maybe they want you to do 70 and no more. Like, come on, bro.
But the rumble strips will still go rumble regardless of what speed I'm going. Like,
Yes.
I thought the rumble strips had a particular. I don't know what the fuck, bro. I don't know what they do. Indiana, you're a weird ass state to begin with, bro.
Yeah, yeah. You could be going 5 and your car's still gonna feel that.
Field of donkey? That was a weird farm situation we just passed. Anywho, got back to the hotel, sat down for a minute. Ed was like, I'm going to Nike store. It's like a minute away on foot. And he's like, I'm just going to get some air. But then it started pouring. I'm like, y'all poured. I didn't realize it was raining because, of course, I'm in a hotel. You know how sound works. I didn't even know it was raining.
Shit, we could hear every siren that went by.
I know. What the thing? I don't know. Maybe it's just the pitch that it plays at.
I mean,
But, man, what was the Nike store experience like?
It was raining pretty hard, but I'm not that type of dude that cares about that kind of stuff. I had my hoodie, I had my headphones, my cans. I didn't even wear what I thought was proper shoes to go out, but I mean, I live in Cleveland and I don't live in Chicago, so when am I going to be? So I mean, I didn't have time to waste. So I went to a Nike store, which wasn't that great. It had like a couple things I hadn't seen in real life, which is kind of nice, but like it wasn't anything that I was like, oh man, I have to have this. Which I was pretty sure about that anyway. I was just gonna see if they had these particular pair of dunks that the missus might like. They didn't have those, so I kept it pushing. I went to Nordstrom Rack, looked around in there. I went to the UGG store. I went to the Van store. I just like walked around downtown for a bit.
Yeah.
Like my shoes didn't get wet, but oddly enough my pants did. How did the rain miss a whole level of my body? I don't understand.
Skip a level up, and we're gonna get you that way. Yeah, weather is anyway.
It's the opposite of Millhouse.
My shoes are wet, but my pants are bone dry. No, it's the opposite. My pants are wet, but my shoes are bone dry.
So yeah, I walked around, and then I seen this donut place. I was like, oh yeah, that's the place that be on Gold Belly. So I'm like, I always want to try those because like they got cronuts and all these fabulous old-fashioned donuts that are dipped in these fabulous colors and stuff. I was like, okay, well, we still gotta get T's cake shake, so I was like, I'll abstain from that for the moment.
man. For
So I walked around some more, came back in. You guys were doing y'all thing, and it was like, okay, it's about time to get some food.
Make it sound kind of like naughty. Like I was laying in my bed by myself watching the Cavs game.
I was sitting at the desk watching YouTube videos on my iPad.
That was the things y'all was doing.
Actually, for a minute there, I was watching the Brooklyn Atlanta game, and it looked like Atlanta was just gonna walk away with that shit for a minute. By the time I got back from the journey out that me and Anthony undertook, Brooklyn had not only come back, they took that game. And I was like, huh, all right on, Nets, good job. So I really don't like Atlanta. Really don't like the Hawks. Don't like Trae Young. That's a personal beef that makes no sense because I don't know that man. Just don't like him.
Yeah, he has a very cocky attitude.
Yep, and I don't appreciate it.
I don't mind it. It's the kind of, you know what I always felt like when people don't like Draymond Green.
Yeah.
But I'm like, if I had a Draymond Green on my squad, I would love it.
Only problem I ever have with Draymond Green is he talking wild records about my town. Shut the fuck up about my city, man. You can talk bad about my city's basketball team. Don't say shit about the actual city I live in. Nothing. You don't live there. You don't know nothing about
you're from
it.
Detroit. You ain't got room to talk.
Yeah. So that's my only beef I ever had with Draymond since he talked about the city I call home. I just don't. No, thank you, sir.
It was
I
the
mean,
same
to
thing
be
with like Joakim Noah.
Oh, well, Joakim Noah, yeah, fuck him.
And
but
he's still holding on to that shit to this day.
To be fair, they do got Buddy's Pizza. So,
Fair enough.
And we got Ohio Valley, which is just cold, like a big DLT pizza. So
Ohio City Pie, though, man. Pretty good.
Fucking with everybody right now. I want you to know that. If you are a local listener to us, Ohio City Pie is in Brunswick and there's one in Rocky River. Do that. Do that. Okay?
Maybe I should take one home after I don't know.
All right. But my main thing is meet Chaffee, get a cake shake from Portillo's. Portillo's is an Italian beef restaurant that exists in Chicago. I know about it. I know they make a cake shake, and I'm like, the very ideal of it for a nigga that love cake. Are you kidding me? You put a whole piece of cake in a shake. It must be had. That's why I came to Chicago. No joke. Chaffee, cake shake. That's it. Anything else was bonus. Everything else was bonus, in fact. And so it was one that was wild close to the hotel.
9 minutes?
Yeah. It was a nice little stroll. So me and Aunt went for a stroll, took a bunch of pictures of the city and so forth. Because, the hope as you hear this, by the time you hear this, or maybe a little bit after you hear this, we would have cut together a nice little video of our trip. I've been shooting a lot of just a little vlog type video. So don't get it twisted. It's not a documentary or anything like that there. But it'll be a nice little cut together. You can kind of see pictures and video of the shit we was doing while we were here.
It'll most likely be on our highlights on Instagram.
Well, yeah, we do got those up already. So, yeah, and so go to the highlights and they'll be saved there. But like I said, I also got some stuff that I actually shot to have Nessa edit together, and she seems super excited about editing for whatever reason. I edit this show every week, people. I'm never excited about it, ever. But stop by Whole Foods and grab some bevs. Got a little something for We Tried. I can put those away. I wish we would have We Tried those. This is a bottle of sparkling rainwater. Now, is it actual rainwater, Daniel? I don't fucking know. But I thought, damn, we got to try that.
With rainwater, isn't it the only difference is like there's a little hydrogen in it or something like that?
Did they actually get that shit from the sky is my question. Did it rain and they collected it and filtered that shit out and said, there you go. I want to know. I want to research that point. All right, but then, like I said, we walked on over there and we get my order. The order I made was supposed to be ready at 8:15 CST or CDT. I think we're in standard time, right? Is that how that works? And Aunt and I got there probably actually considerably later than that, and that shit still wasn't ready. And it was lots of people, not lots of people, but several people ahead of us. Several people that came in after us, and it was just like, y'all really ain't coming.
It was a mishmash of who got their order in between that.
Correct.
It was so me and T were like standing there talking. It was very interesting because it was a good 10 minutes before somebody came out to the counter.
Yeah.
Might have been a little bit longer.
The lady asked me my name, got my name, walked away. I thought, oh, she's about to go get our food, and did not come back for, like Aunt said, good 10 minutes.
And the crazy part about that is it was like I don't know how to really describe the amount of non-care we got while standing there.
Yeah.
Like I seen different workers go past and go upstairs and stuff like that. It was like when, somebody was busking outside or something like that. And you was like, well, I don't want to look at this sad person playing the guitar, so I'm going to just not make eye contact and go right past them.
Like nobody saying, "Oh, don't worry, they'll be back." About nothing. Let's see if I were to review. Here, let's get to it. We'll get to the food and we'll work it all out. So me and Ed stroll our way back. Lovely town to walk around in. Like I said, like Ed says, good walking town. Lots of beautiful things to take pictures of. Lots of beautiful people. It's lovely. It's nice. We get back no time. It's all to the good. And so I got a cake shake. They have now a spicy chicken sandwich on the menu. Ed got a chicken salad with Caesar dressing. Or was it called something else?
It was some kind of beef on a croissant.
Oh, no. Box got a Italian beef on a croissant. 2 cake shakes, one for me and one for Daniel, and I got a slice of cake. I have not eaten the slice of cake, I therefore cannot review it. It's back in the trunk right now as we drive back home.
Marinating.
Yeah. So maybe I was there for of course, the cake shake. And couldn't suck that shit up for nothing. It was not coming through the straw. I kept stirring it, blowing through the straw, pulling the straw up, trying to get it. So it really is a very thick and, delicious. That's an orange. Like, I would not want to be pulled about. Oh, that's okay. Yeah. Roadside assistance. But when you finally get through, get tasting the shake, it's a fine shake. Do I think they put they say they put a sliced cake in it. I'm gonna assume for advertising standards they have to put a slice of cake in that bitch. Did not seem like a whole slice of cake was in there. But once you get to the bottom, it was some cake cinnamon.
Yeah, when you got to the bottom, it felt like there was like half a piece of cake at the bottom.
Yeah.
So like there's probably a full piece in there. Just most of it doesn't get blended into the shake right.
Yeah, you get a lot of cake cinnamon. So, but that's a good way to use your cake. Like the cake, the slices you don't sell, throw them hoes in a shake the next day. Probably, that's probably how that gets done.
Yeah.
So, like I said, tasty, fine. Not worth driving to Chicago for, but otherwise okay. The chicken sandwich, it wasn't really anything to call home about. It was spicy, but it's just because they used the Giardina pepper sauce. That is what was spicy. The chicken sandwich was not spicy. And what I like about spicy chicken sandwiches is when the chicken itself is spicy.
I was shocked by the portion size because when T did the order, I asked for a small onion ring and a small shake because I'm trying to be better, but I still wanted to try stuff. And when he gave me my food, I was like, "Are you sure you ordered a small?"
We're gonna double check that right now
because like the onion ring was bigger than some onion rings I've gotten that are large at some places before, and then the shake you gave me felt like a large shake back home. So I was like, if this is small, I would wonder what the fuck a large looked like here.
Yeah, that was a lot of shake. Yeah, I'm actually trying to look at my receipt right now.
Usually like a small onion ring is kind of like say you go to Burger King, right?
Yeah.
A small onion ring is probably like 5 or 6 of them little rings. That onion ring that you brought me back yesterday, that took me like 5 minutes to get through that shit.
Yeah.
It was deep.
I'm looking at the menu now. Small onion ring, 2 small chocolate cake shakes.
Yeah. Maybe they were just like, they knew they were fucking busy, so they just hooked it up. But
yeah,
if they didn't, that was a small. Holy shit!
They fed you well if that was a small. We got to give it up on that. How were the onion rings?
Onion rings were very good. I enjoyed it. The shake wasn't anything special in my opinion. That, like you said, not worth driving to Chicago for. I can't give the sandwich a fair assessment because I myself was watching the Cavs game when you guys got back, and I didn't come out to the living room to eat for like 15 minutes after you guys had brought the food.
Yeah.
So by the time I got to the sandwich, the cheese had all fucking congealed and like the croissant got soggy and stuff. So like it was still good tasting, but it wasn't really warm and like gooey and like what the picture looked like. But that's probably my own doing.
Okay, all right. So we can't get that a fair shake. The salad was I thought that salad was actually really tasty. What did you think?
I thought the salad was pretty good considering like this place is fast casual at best. It's not like a McDonald's type spot. So it's fast casual, and of course it's not on a Panera Bread level, but it wasn't far from it.
Yeah. So,
The chicken inside of it was a little bit dry, but we had salad dressing and other tender greens inside, so it wasn't terrible.
yeah.
It was just what I wanted.
Yeah. And plus, I'm just glad I got some roughage in me.
Yeah.
Oftentimes that don't happen when I'm on road trips. Trust me, I need to make sure I get some fiber going on.
Yeah. Then the chicken I had. Me and T went halvesies on the chicken sandwich and the salad. The chicken sandwich was a little bit. It was all kick and no taste.
Yep.
As far as the spicy went. And when you got something spicy, you gotta have some kind of taste with it. It was just like just spicy.
And I mean, and to be fair, it's an Italian beef spot. I probably shouldn't be going to the Italian beef spot to get my chicken. But it was. I do want you to know this. If you went to Portillo's website, it is the top thing they have on their menu. Biggest day, it says, we got spicy chicken sandwich. Come fuck with us. So, I mean, they are pushing it, but not really. Again, you good. So, like I said, Cavs did their thing. Props. Brooklyn did the thing. I have no real affinity toward Brooklyn. I just really don't like the Hawks. So, I mean, I guess you could say that, you know what I'm saying? That did right by me. Food was good. Like I said, pretty much it's like, okay, don't look like Chalky coming. So let's not bother doing the show. Let's just chill and watch a few TikToks. With my ass to bed. It was like Fox said, it's way too. I get it. People that like to decorate, make a bed look nice. There's no way in fucking hell I need 6 pillows for anything. I just don't.
That's why I don't understand the people who put all the throw pillows on the bed in their houses and shit.
Yeah.
It's unnecessary. You know goddamn well you're not sleeping with all those pillows.
Well, okay, so
Makes the bed look nice. Come on now. Practicality.
Go on, Andy.
I sleep with a lot of pillows in the bed. Like I have,
Vanessa has several pillows on our bed too.
I got the pillow that goes in between my knees. I got the pillow that faces against the wall. I got the pillow underneath my arm and the pillow on top of my arm.
Man, so
Under arm and on top of arm. I hug a pillow and I put my head on one. And then the hugging one is just to make it so that like I'm not crushing my windpipe. Seriously, I breathe better when I'm hugging a pillow because it keeps my one arm up higher.
Yeah.
So I'm not congesting my breathing passages as much.
fair enough. I sleep with a pillow. It is thick. It is old and ancient. I've had that pillow for years. I've taken that pillow, stuffed it into other pillows, zipped it up in a thing, and then put a pillowcase over that and sewed the pillowcase shut. This pillow is the pillow I've had since I moved to Cleveland after high school. It's very old. If you go through it, there's like a tree ring. If you cut that pillow open, there's layers to it of what pillow started and what pillow is currently. So that is my pillow. I'm real touchy about it. Ask my partner, she'll let you know. Let's keep a bunch of pillows on the bed. But that's what I used to have a little huggy pillow, but I don't know what happened to it, and I don't have it. So I just hug her. So that's that. So yeah, it just seemed like a ridiculous amount of pillows. But otherwise, I slept fine. I did sleep hard too, so I felt good about that because I felt like I got a good night's rest.
I want to say this is how I can prove that I don't drive as much as I used to because of working from home and stuff. I forgot my car had overdrive. I hit the button and now I can do 90 no problem.
Yeah,
I tapped the pedal and we're going 90.
The car's like, oh, come on. Oh, this truck did not know what to do.
Well, because it's like on these cars, what it is I don't have a timing belt.
Yeah.
I have a timing chain. So when I put it on overdrive, it shrinks the distance that the chain has to travel in the engine. Yeah. So it can fire faster. So it puts less strain on the engine when we're on the freeway. Not to say that we were doing anything crazy before, but it's before in order to get up to speed, I'd have to keep the pedal pressed for a minute. Yeah. Now it's I can just fucking tap that bitch and we going 100.
There you go. But then you go on the way home, we're not going 100.
We're going 90 right now.
We're not going 100.
I'm about to take it down because it's about to hit this curve.
Yeah, this curve is coming up quickly out of nowhere. Don't put curves on your highways, states, unless you have to. There's plenty of land on the other side of this highway. You could have kept this shit straight. I don't know if that would have got us where we're going, but still.
You got to get up to city planner, right? The city's fault. You got to get at George Costanza.
So, woke this morning, Aunt already dressed to impress and ready to go. I'm like, Aunt, did you take a shower and everything? He goes, yeah. I go, I didn't hear shit. I ain't hear nothing. And the shower was right off the bedroom because the way this hotel. We stayed at the Omni Chicago, a nice place, really was. The lady was super nice at the desk last night. Got in no problem, and she was super sweet about the entire experience. Man, we ain't getting none of them cookies, did we? Goddamn.
I think Anthony got one.
It was just a sugar cookie.
Yeah.
There wasn't nothing to it.
Still, should've took some of that.
I mean, I purposely didn't take one,
Okay.
but there weren't any in the lobby this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was funny. So
No, not a lot at all.
according to the one of the previous stories, I went out last night. There were no cookies left. I came back. They had replenished the cookies. And when me and T went back out after that, the cookies were gone again. So
I saw some people in the line taking multiple cookies.
Okay.
Like when we were at the desk and you were signing in,
Yeah.
some dude had come in with a woman, and he pocketed like 2, and then he was eating one in line.
yeah, the dude without the mask with the Chicago mustache.
Yeah, and then like the button-up shirt with his ham chest hair sticking out.
Yeah.
Oh, so he was just violating all around.
Yeah, so that's why I got one of them cookies. I'm like, if this motherfucker gonna eat one, I gotta have one too. So yeah, it was okay.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That's good.
Yeah,
But like I said, Aunt was fully ready to go, and he's like, "Hey, I'm about to head out right quick. Go see what's popping." And that's when he went to Stan's Donuts, the donut spot you mentioned earlier, and brought us back donuts this morning. And he brought me back in particular a cronut, and it was so goddamn good. It was so flaky, and it peeled apart. I mean, I'm a peeler kind of guy, and it peeled apart beautifully. And it had this delicious vanilla creme pat in the middle of it. It was fucking fantastic. Probably one of the better donuts I've ever had on a mission. Box pointed out how we seem to always try to get donuts when we're out and about, just to kind of have a test run of donuts. And we remembered how god awful the donuts were when we were in Detroit. Just the worst. Just, I don't
The
think.
whole thing about that Detroit donut experience was bad. Going in there was bad. Like the service was bad.
Yeah.
The donuts were bad.
But so yeah.
And I got lunch a Nutella donut.
Yeah, how was that?
I didn't know that that was particular for me. I just took it.
No, I told you to take it.
Okay, I thought you were just telling me what it was.
No,
I didn't know you were telling me what it was for me to take it.
I was telling you what it was because I bought that donut in particular for you.
Well, that was the only donut in the box I ate, and it was fantastic. It's like, the me that I'm trying not to be could have easily scarfed 3 donuts out of that box. But the me that I'm trying to be now, the better me, only ate that one donut. It was a very decadent donut. It was a delicious ass donut, but I only ate the one donut. It's fantastic though. Highly recommend.
Dream times extended. The other chocolate one in there I did have, and again, both donuts very tasty. The chocolate one had a coffee flavor to it, so I don't know what the full description they gave you was, but it definitely had.
It was old fashioned with chocolate on it.
Yeah. So it was it was a taste donut, but that cronut was something fucking special. And then I'm sorry, what?
I was gonna say before we continue the story, this daylight savings time. This is how you get fucked up in the head. It's like we're driving right now, and it's getting dark, and it's only 5:30.
Yeah.
I feel like it's like 9:45, and I should be in bed.
Because in the summertime, that would be this is the 9:45 sky.
Yeah.
You know? It's crazy, and it's like I don't know why I'm noticing this so much more this year. Because daylight savings time has happened every year since I've existed. It's a thing,
but you've been at home, being able to notice more things like
true. Having been locked down for so long and being out more now that I'm both vaccinated and boosted, it means yes, I do have more, I guess, chance to notice this shit. Because it used to be I'd sit in the office, it was dark when I went in, it was dark when I left. Who knew, But I've been having to live through the actual transition to dark, starting early as fuck, and it's upsetting. I want you to know that. Checked in with Charlie to see if he was okay, see if he wanted to link up. He could not. And so the record, I brought Charlie a record from my collection that I thought he would fuck with, because it's his favorite band, Beach House. So we plotted out a scheme. We was like, all right, fuck it. We're gonna go. We was gonna try to link up with a friend of ours. It was kind of set up, and then it fell through because it just happens. It turns out lots of things going on in this town this weekend. Didn't know that. did not plan as much, but it is.
And to be fair, like I let our friend know like a while ago, like, hey, we're gonna be in here at this time. But I know how things happen, and us men don't really communicate with the women in our life. Like, oh yeah, some buddies I have are gonna be in town on this day.
Yeah.
And the other thing I've noticed about someone, you tell a woman you got some free time, you about to do something without consulting with her, she's like, nah, we had this plan. Plan? You just told me about it. But
I had that shit planned.
Yeah.
I mean, you had that shit planned. But so that left. So I was like, all right, you know what? Let's. Ed suggested we drop the record off. I was like, oh, cool. If I can do that, I will do that. So we drove over to Chalky's Hotel, and I told him, I said, hey, I'm gonna drop this record off. He said his room number and so forth. So I dropped the record off. The lady at that desk was way sweet and nice too. Like, no problem. I got. Thank you so much, and happy holidays and blah blah. I was like, no. So no rude. You know, I can look. The rudeness of Chicago is that they are blowing their goddamn horns. But that is about it for rudeness in Chicago. Everybody in general are very pleasant people. Everybody, trying to, hey, how's it going? Try to get you through things. So as we went along today, we were going to go, like I said, to get some Korean chicken at a spot called KoreanBB.Q. And I say .Q because that's exactly how it's spelled. I want you to, when you look them up, to know it's KoreanBB.Q. Okay, that's the chicken spot. It's over there in Chinatown, and
we didn't get to go in.
As we drove near it, we saw a line out the fucking door and nearly around the block. And I was like,
that couldn't be the place.
It most certainly was. As it turns out, it is some kind of K-pop event happening there today, and all the ladies. That line was nothing but ladies.
A lot of them seemed like they might not have been of age.
It was probably none of them of age.
But three of the ladies in that line told us, hey, let me recommend you a couple spots. It's got a vibe that I fuck with around here.
Yeah, I definitely felt like we got food directions and recommendations from like a 16-year-old girl.
Oh, it was definitely they were definitely young.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think the Asian girl that we talked to a lot, I think she may have been like 20, 21. But I definitely felt like the little white girl
was like 14.
Yeah, she was like 14 or 15.
I think she.
They was all together. I'm going to assume they all are in their 20s, probably early 20s. No joke.
I don't know if they were together. I think they were just in line.
Well, no. The one of them, they were talking to each other like through our conversation we were having. So like, I didn't know you did this. So, I don't like doing this, but I felt a responsibility since I had got us to this area and we were parked in a place where we had to pay for parking. I was just like, because before we been pulled in, I was like, we don't have to do this right now because that line looks monstrous. So I felt like a huge burden on my shoulder, like I'm the one that got us to get some Korean chicken. So let me talk to these people because we already parked.
Is weed legal in Indiana too? That sign said we'd love to see you. 21 plus. I don't know weed was legal here too. Or maybe they tell us to dip up to Michigan. Because we kind of the way this highway works, it rides the border between Michigan and Indiana. So maybe they're just saying slide this way a little bit, maybe you get this weed.
Yeah.
Anyway,
they gotta compete.
So the one lady recommended the spot, Kung Fu. And no, I'm not joking. I'm not being racist when I say that the spot was literally named Kung Fu. I don't know what the rest of the name was, but as soon as she recommended, she was like, no. I think she recommended, and I think her friend was like, they're closed today because they're having an event. And it was like, damn. But we had saw a restaurant across the way that we assumed was chicken. Why did we think that was chicken?
I said that.
I know, but I mean,
it was just a script.
Yeah.
It was a script that I was like, but so she recommended a place, but it was closed because of event. And I was like, I just looked up another place that said Korean fried chicken, and we got lucky and found a 10-star place.
Yeah, something apron. I really want to take the name because it's so good.
AJ.
Whatever grandma is in Korean.
It was like Amu Cha's apron or something.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And
Nice. That was clutch, Dan.
For sure. And we went there, super nice staff. It wasn't super big. It didn't feel uncomfortably busy. The benches were nice. Dan and I are big men. We don't normally sit in booths. But it was a bench kind of situation. I didn't feel uncomfortable. Did you feel uncomfortable in the sitting situation?
No, because I think in that situation, since we didn't have anyone like behind me, and then the people who sat behind you sat next to each other on the other side.
Okay.
Like our, we'll call it back fat, can kind of like go into the other booth, but like because there was no bench directly behind our back, just kind of like by our hips.
Yeah.
We could kind of jut out, and it wasn't a problem.
Okay.
It was definitely a gentleman's bench because like it touched the small of your back, right, where you would touch a lady you like.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was lovely. We ordered a couple of appetizers, some gyoza, which is a dumpling, and we got the veggie versions of those. We ordered some chicken wings, and I know what you're saying, like chicken wings, yeah, it's nothing, but it's not. It's not wing dings that you're like used to getting at your restaurants. It's full ass chain wings. So you know the actual drumstick and wing that you would get elsewhere. That's what they gave us. But they, of course, it's Korean style, which is like double fried and sauced up. Korean restaurants, I didn't know this. Box does from his experience at a Korean spot. They bring you out like several, like, you know, little, I would call it a moose bouche platter, you know what I'm saying? It was some daikon, which is radish, some seaweed, we got some fish cakes, kimchi, bok choy,
tofu,
bean sprouts, and tofu. And a sauce, oh no, what was that?
The sauce came with the veggie dumplings.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, and all those things right there were so tasty and so much of it, so given so freely that it's like, damn, you could have ate off of that, you know. So then we had ordered the damn chicken and the dumplings. We probably could have stopped there. There was plenty of food, but we also ordered. I ordered chicken katsu. And ordered some chicken fried rice.
Just fried rice.
Just fried rice.
Extra green onion.
Yeah, with extra green onion. They scrambled his egg at request. And Box got the
Bulgogi.
Yeah, bulgogi. It's a thin sliced beef dish, and it looked real good too. It had a nice little sauce to it. Let me tell you something. Everything tasted great, but they gave you a shit ton of it, so we have a lot of food. Box has two meals at least in his truck sitting behind us right now, because he has pizza left over and he has like a nice little selection of Korean food to ride out with as well. And same for me and same for Aunt as well. So we left there with a lot of food in our sacks, and took it back to the parking and hit the road and got on our merry way. We stopped just outside of Scary Gary, Indiana, to get some petrol. And it was this woman with her children running loose in the store and coughing like crazy. And I'm like, if you don't get these little COVID motherfuckers the fuck out of this store. And I'm like, what the hell is going on that that's even happening? And then was
it the same family that the kids were like running around by the plums all willy-nilly?
Probably, yes.
And she called the lady a lot lizard at first. She was in the back smoking away from the kids.
Is that what was happening?
I think so.
Okay.
But it could have been after she got finished sucking dick. I'm not sure.
I mean, this woman just showed about from the back of the literal back of the structure. And I'm like, what the fuck? What happened here? And so, you know, I did call her a lot lizard. And I'm not ashamed of that. But that same lot lizard was trying to buy a snow globe while in the store.
Trying to buy what?
A snow globe.
Oh.
And the price on the thing where she got the snow globes from said $5.99. And that's why she wanted it. And they was like, oh, that's wrong. That's actually $14.99. She said, that should say $5.99 over there. Pointed at it. They all can see it say $5.99. But they didn't give it to her $5.99. She was not happy about it. Felt bad for her. And I called her a lot. So she probably feel bad about that more than I feel bad about her not getting her snow globe. But I did feel bad. Then we hit the road. And that's where you are now. You're all caught up.
We left out a couple minor things.
Go on.
We stopped at a Trader Joe's when we first got there.
Oh yeah, which was a lovely experience. I can't read. I mean, his girl don't listen to the show, so
she doesn't listen to the show at all.
So Aunt got his lady a couple of attractive bottles from there.
Bought me some elote.
Some elote seasoning.
Yeah.
Well, it was funny because like Anthony like hands me he like holds the bottle up and he goes, "I'm gonna buy you this." And And I just said, okay. And then he's like, you don't even want to look at it? I'm like, well, what am I going to do, protest? You said you go buy it for me. What?
I mean, you could have been like, this ain't my flavor, my friend.
I didn't even know what it was, so I'm just like, he must want me to try it. So I'm like, I'm not going to fight him about it. It's not like he says, you should buy this. He said, I'm going to buy it.
Yeah, buy this shit, Dan.
Yeah, I'm like, okay.
Buy this motherfucker.
Sounds good, I'll try it. Like, that's where my mind was, you know. It wasn't like confrontational. And then when we checked out of the hotel and we're going to the car, we stopped at a little Italian bakery.
Oh yeah. And then again, my girl don't listen to the show either. Practically a founder of the show. She was there from the get-go to help us, figure out how to record and shit. And she don't listen to this shit either. And so whenever me and Brother SR in Boston, we stop by this spot called J. Pace and Sons. They have these delicious little, the Italian tricolor cookies. Y'all know what I'm saying if you know. If you don't know, I guess I should explain it. They are these cookies. They're usually colored red and green. Sometimes somebody throw a yellow and or a white layer in, covered in chocolate. Vanessa loves them, but she only loves them from J. Pace and Sons. But whenever it's possible for me to see them out somewhere, I snag them. And Box had when we saw the Italian bakery yesterday, Box was like, we should go there. And I'm like, and Ed was like, well, we just get on the way back to the car. And as we was walking, I forgot all about that shit. And Ed remembered. And so we dipped across the street and checked in over there. And guess what? They had Italian tricolor cookies. And so right now, again, in the trunk behind us, are some Italian tricolor cookies that I'm going to take on to Vanessa. She'll be super hyped for it to get them. And she'll love them.
And then one other thing. There's a strong possibility the three of us could be on the local Chicago news tonight because we wound up in the middle of a fucking protest.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I skipped the being completely.
Yeah, you skipped that whole thing.
I'm sorry. In between us leaving the hotel and then going and dropping off the regular Charlie and going to eat, I wanted to go to the bean, me, myself, to take a picture with us as a crew, all of us flicking the bean. As it turns out, the guy who made the bean, the art piece that is the bean, hate that people call it the bean because he calls it the Cloud Gate. And in fact, if you go look on Google, it says Cloud Gate.
Yeah, when I GPS'd it, I typed in the bean, and then it's like, it pulls up the Cloud Gate.
So, oh hey, we're getting near the old turnpike here.
It came out of nowhere.
Yeah, it really did. And so I wanted to go check out the bean, and Box and Ed acquiesced that we went to go check that out. And I love that. That's one of those art structures that I really fuck with. In the city of Cleveland, it's the Statue of Eternal Life that is my favorite thing. The city of Chicago, I really do enjoy the bean. We witnessed somebody getting engaged there, or at least getting proposed to, and I thought how whack that shit was.
She said yes because they were kissing and taking pictures.
Yeah,
it was like a proposal photo shoot.
Yeah, and shit seemed whack to me.
Yeah.
But
that's not the type of thing I think. But they were young.
Yeah, we'll allow for that.
If that's what they want to do. Some people, some people use grape jelly with peanut butter and jelly. It ain't my thing, but I know of it.
Yeah. Fair enough point. So, but as we were coming out of the parking structure to go to the bean, mere moments after, not moments, but at least maybe 5-10 minutes tops after we had drove.
Came out of nowhere.
Not even, because we came up the steps and then it was like the next intersection.
No, I mean we had just drove over that intersection.
Oh yeah, okay.
To get into the parking garage, and I'm glad we had got there because Box pointed out. Had we not gotten there as early as we had, we would have been sitting waiting for this damn protest. Not damn protest. It turns out the protest was for a good cause. It seems to be some Chicago transit workers protesting being, I guess, attacked on the job and so forth. And I'm like, protesting for safety and safety concerns. So I got some solid, good footage of that on the. So like I said, in the little vlog we're plotting and scheming on, that there should be footage of that in there. But yeah, that was wild. We just as we come up some stairs, we hear.
Yeah, like we start hearing chanting. I'm like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah, and I was like,
look to our right, and there's a marching band of fucking union workers coming. They're doing like the Mighty Mighty Titans chant.
Yeah. So mind you, I see. So when we get out the steps, I see a guy sitting there with a sign that says, I don't know, get rid of Biden. I'm being raped by the FBI since 2013. And I'm like, what happened? What have you been doing to the FBI since 2013, sir? And I was like, I was worried this protest was another type of protest. And this motherfucker was there early. So I was like, oh no. But then I heard them say, we are the union, mighty, mighty union. I was like, oh God, they're union workers. Thank God. And yeah, we got some footage of the protest, a little bit of the march, and then we crossed, of course, saw the cloud gate, blah, 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 blah. You know the rest now. Anything else I left out?
I think nailed it.
Yeah, you covered it.
Oh, good.
I just felt like that was a big event.
It was enough of it. It was an event that should have been covered. My apologies for skipping over it.
And if you follow our Instagram, it's there.
Yeah, there you go. It has in the IG story, and of course we're going to try to save it to the highlights because it took over the IG this weekend. Well, I mean, Ant has always had access to the IG. He just did the IG this weekend.
I mean, I never
It's rare you need to be on that bitch like that.
Like when we were in Detroit, I put posts in there too because we were all together. If we're not all together, I'm just gonna be like, hey, this is a picture of my kids kicking the ball.
Look at this. The car back of the car look like eyes and a mouth, like perfectly, like right, like a viper. There's a cartoon snake.
So,
welcome to Ohio. We're across the border right now. Hey, gang.
Ohio.
So
yeah. Anyway, I've never.
Oh, thank you.
There you go. Like I don't get on the Skim Instagram unless I've truly had a reason, and we were all together.
Yes.
This was a skimmish trip. So
and I haven't gotten on the Skim account because I don't have access anymore because I had to uninstall and reinstall Instagram a while back, and I don't remember the login.
Fair enough.
a perfect balanced answer. Well, all of
the truthful answer though too. Like something was going on with my Instagram and it wasn't working. So I had to completely uninstall the app and reinstall it, and I could only remember to log into my shit. I couldn't remember the login to the Skim thing, so I was like, well, I guess this is a sign from God.
No words. so that, like I said, so what it is when Ant is way more artistically minded than I am. I use the Skim account to post the show every week. That's what I do with it. But Ant, you know what I'm saying, has a vision, so you get cool shit. And you get music and you get nice little videos and so forth.
Yeah, thanks to that, I forgot that I didn't have Run This Town on my Spotify. So when I saw the one picture he put up with Run This Town, the Jay-Z song, I was like, let me go add that to my Spotify real quick.
See, look how helpful that is.
There you go.
You too could be running the town. in general, I mean, so yeah, that was a trip to Chicago. We had just recorded a show, like 3 days ago. What is that, Tuesday?
Tuesday. Yeah, we recorded on Tuesday night with a special appearance by lunch. Yeah. That was, I love that.
It was like a dynamite drop-in, Monty.
It was like, I'm busy, man.
Well, like, I mean, it came out of the blue. Like, you guys were texting me while I was playing Call of Duty on the last night of Verdansk.
Verdansk. Well, that's kind of why I brought it up. I was gonna chop it up and talk video game with you. How was your last drop into Verdansk, Call of Duty Warzone?
I think I might have talked about this when we did that episode, but it was definitely the best night of Call of Duty I ever had.
Yeah, no, that you did say. You did say you did well. I'm more one of the more general, like, no more Verdansk. You think? Fuck that map. I'll never miss it.
No, like, you know, it got me through the pandemic.
Okay.
It kind of connected me to a new group of guys.
Okay.
In some way, like, some of the dudes I kind of knew, like, from, like, various other things, but, like, we didn't talk like that, where it was, like one dude I would see every year at a fantasy football draft. That's it.
Once you see how smooth how Ohio's transition from toll booth to street was, compared to that Indiana bullshit.
Well, the other ones were using too many lanes.
Yeah. This.
It's like you don't need 10 easy pass lanes so that we can all merge into 2 highway lanes. That's too much.
This funneled you perfectly. It made sense. Indiana, you fucking up. Point that out to you. But Verdansk no more. It's whatever it's called, like Pacific, like, whatever.
Caldera, something like that.
Which is based on the War of the Pacific. It's now the map for Warzone.
Seems like it's fucking up a lot because obviously I couldn't play last night because I was in Chicago with you guys. But like the game chat I'm in with the guys, they like their games were crashing and they were getting kicked all the time. It sounded almost like they had kind of a shitty experience.
Quite.
So I'm glad that they were miserable and I wasn't their part of it.
Oh wow!
By that I mean I'm glad I was not also miserable.
There you go. It's a better way of approaching that.
But I fuck them. They won't play Halo with me, so be miserable bitches.
Have no misery, motherfuckers. You don't listen to this show
Master
anyway.
Chief wouldn't have had their game crashing.
I did not bring a controller with me, but I'm gonna tell you right now, man. You can play most Xbox games on Xbox Game Pass now on the cloud gaming service. So had I brought a set of Xbox sticks, man, I could have jumped on Halo last night on my phone or on my iPad, and I might have done it. But I didn't bring those sticks with me. I was a good dude. Didn't bring a controller with me. Halo, that's just what I've been on. I've been on this Halo shit. So I finally went to go try to play Ratchet and Clank, right? Two things happened. One, I turned the power off my house to do some repairs, and that meant the PlayStation reset, because PlayStation has a weird reset thing. And then also, Ratchet and Clank was like, I don't know, man, this scene kind of filthy. So now I'm like, is this fucked up? Because I bought that disc from GameFly, and GameFly has never done me wrong, has never done me dirty. I bought many games from GameFly, and even though, yes, they're technically considered used games, they've always been in the best shape, and they've always been fine. But for whatever reason, this current disc is not fully installing, so I might have to holler at GameFly and be like, hey, man, finally got around to trying to install this, and it ain't installing. Is there anything we can do? And they're probably going to say, no, it's been too long, but we'll see. And if anything, I'll go buy something from GameStop and be like, hey, this shit didn't work, man. Take this shit back. The Game Awards happened Thursday night afterwards, so after we recorded, and my favorite game of the year, Deathloop, won Best Game Direction of the year, and I was hyped about that. But I like, not a no-name game, but a game that I think everybody was like, holy shit, that game won Game of the Year. It's called It Takes Two. It's a game by Hazelight Studios. What's his name? Joseph Fares is the guy who directed that game. And that game's available on PC, Xbox, PlayStation. You can get it anywhere. It's a co-op game. You have to play it 2-player. There is no single player to that game. And it's a mother and father who are getting divorced, and they just told their kid they're getting divorced. The child is super sad about it, cries on some dolls of her that she has over there. And her mother and father become dolls. They have to fight their way back through the house and to hopefully get, turned back into humans. I don't know how that game wraps up, but it also won Best Family Game, and everybody was like, I would never play this game with my children. This game is not for children. And so I'm like, how interesting that it won Best Family Game and then Game of the Year. But that is what happened there in the space of video games recently. Oh shit, you know what I don't have? I want to make sure I get one right now. Anyway, and talk, man.
Or I could have looked for what you were going to look for.
Oh, well, I mean,
nope. So, I am looking forward to playing Grand Theft Auto. I bought it. The dates keep on changing on that bad boy, but eventually I will get it and I will play because it's about to get slow at work anyway. So cool. But what I have been playing at home again is we've been playing Cars, Disney Cars. Pixar Cars on PlayStation 4. The kids really enjoy that. We played a little Marvel vs. Capcom, thinking that, I thought that, maybe the kids will grow up, son. They won't cry if they lose. One of them cried, so we had to stop playing.
That's why you got to install that Will to Win.
I mean, speaking of Will to Win, I'm looking forward to getting home so I can talk to my youngest son about him playing soccer, because this is like he actually got his jersey today and started playing at some degree. But he we had a Kylo Ren soccer ball in the front yard, and he kicks it before school. He wants to kick it after school.
Do you think he'd ever have any interest in going down to Columbus and watching a crew game?
I don't know. No, he wouldn't have it. He's not yet. But maybe as he gets to know the sport and stuff, maybe. But for right now, if it's not about, he likes kicking the ball. He likes throwing the ball. But his favorite thing right now is animals. He's all about animals.
I have definitely found what I think we're gonna do with this one.
We'll be right back after these messages.
Hello, and welcome to another edition of On the Road with the Real ODP. Brought to you by Stays Crunchy in Milk. I am once again joined by my lovely wife. Say hello, lovely wife.
Hello.
And we saw some cool stuff since we last reported back to you people. And some shit's happened too, so that's really annoying. But that's real life on the road. It's not always a bed of roses. Sometimes it's thorns. So we're reporting to you here from Mississippi, but we made a stop in Alabama since we've last checked in, and we saw some pretty cool things in Mobile, Alabama. This is something I didn't know. Mardi Gras originated in Mobile, Alabama, not New Orleans, Louisiana. And they will tell you that. Would you please stop snoring so loudly? And yeah, wake up.
Aww,
You're part of this now.
Lulu.
Our dog Lulu is the loudest dog in the world.
You guys may have heard her on many other podcasts.
Yes, snoring in the background, sawing logs. And we happened. Okay, it's crazy because we were just driving around checking out Mobile, Alabama, and we saw some city streets blocked off. We didn't know what for. Like, what's going on here? Why
they were like police barricades, but it was like we wanted to go see. Like, there was a couple really cool buildings in the heart of downtown, and we just couldn't get to the heart of downtown, and we could not figure out why, because every street we wanted to turn on was barricaded by police.
Yes, I thought it was a country concert because there was a bunch of pickup trucks, and then my wife pointed out to me that it's the South, and you're going to see a lot of pickup trucks, regardless.
Well, and like Mobile is Mobile.
I think it's pronounced Mobile, but I don't know.
I was told by two different Alabamians.
And one Louisianian. Isn't that what they are? Louisianians?
I have no idea, actually. But I was told by two different people that one is mobile, like B-U-L-L, and one is mobile, like B-E-E-L.
All right.
So I don't know.
So, we're just chilling and, driving around, trying to check out things and all this. We hear this loud noise, and we don't know what it was. It sounded like a marching band.
Well, no, like, I think we looked over and saw horses.
And
it was like, horses! And that's when we realized it was a parade.
It was a parade.
Not just any parade.
It was.
So some football team did some things and got a place in something.
In a bowl game.
Not
a playoff.
And the good people of Mobile decided that they would pull out all the bells and whistles and throw a full-on Mardi Gras parade with beads. And, I mean, they were whipping stuff.
Yeah, some of that stuff hurt. I didn't want to be ungrateful, but I was getting hit with pretty hard. I'm holding my youngest because she's tired. She wants to see the parade and she can't see over the people, so she has to be lifted up. And we're getting hit with stuff, and some of that stuff hurt. I mean, she cried a few times, remember?
Oh yeah, she was not happy.
Yeah.
But somebody gave her
a stuffed bunny, and now she loves that stuffed bunny, and she takes it everywhere she goes.
Yeah, so.
And it was pretty cool to just happen upon a Mardi Gras parade.
Especially not at Mardi Gras time. That was really neat. In
the birth of the city of Mardi Gras.
Yeah.
The birth city of Mardi Gras.
Why say Mardi?
What are you supposed to be saying?
Mardi.
I'm saying Mardi.
Saying Mardi.
No, I'm saying Mardi Gras.
Okay.
Mardi Gras.
How do you say hot dog?
Hot dog.
How do you always say hot dog?
You say I say it like hot dog.
You do. You say hot dog.
Hut.
Like H-U-T.
Well, I got an accent, I guess. A Cleveland accent.
I'm from Cleveland.
Yeah, but I was born in Cleveland. You're born in a suburb, aren't you?
I don't see the relevance.
And that was pretty neat. And another thing we saw while we're in Alabama was the
What are you doing?
I'm scratching. It hurts.
What are you scratching?
My bug bites.
Maybe you should clarify that for everybody.
Okay, so I got a bunch of bug bites on my ankles.
Making weird noises on the podcast.
They're very uncomfortable. I'm trying my best to ignore them, but they're very itchy. I don't know why. It's always been my ankles that mosquitoes go after. They just bite the crap out of my ankles. I have some veiny ankles.
Ugh.
Veiny is a gross word. It's up there with like making love
Ugh.
and moist
Ugh.
and crotch. All those horrible words. If you're a long-time listener, you know that we're not a fan of the word crotch.
I don't like the word crotch.
No.
Veiny doesn't bother me.
Veiny has a connotation.
Like what? What's it in?
I don't know. A veiny penis.
Why would you think about a penis when you're thinking about veins?
Well, no.
Why are you thinking about penises at all?
I happen to have one.
So you think about yours all the time?
Well, it's kind of on the back of my mind. I gotta keep the guy protected. Why are you looking at me like that? You should see the look she's giving me right now.
I mean, I'm married you. I don't even know.
But anyway, what was I saying? You got me off track.
I'm sorry, you were talking about...
Other things we saw in Alabama.
Yeah, all the things we saw in Alabama.
Another thing we saw in Alabama, we went to go see a warship. Ship of death and destruction, as my wife put it. She was very upset.
I wasn't upset.
I went to go see the we went to go see the U.S. Alabama and the USS.
USS.
Two S's. USS Alabama and the USS Drum. One's a battleship, the USS Alabama, and one is a submarine. Now, pretty cool Cleveland connection with the USS Alabama. Before I get into all the cool stuff about it, Bob Feller used to be on the USS Alabama. Bob, if you don't know, is the famous Hall of Fame baseball player. There's a statue of him outside the Progressive Field, home of now the Cleveland Guardians.
Probably people on your podcast care about that, right?
Well, you know what? I've been told through T that some people enjoy the Cleveland stuff.
Okay.
All right. If you want to know my opinions on
No, I wasn't saying about Cleveland. I was saying like the Bob Feller stuff.
Oh.
Like, do people care about that? But I guess.
Well, I guess our Cleveland fans would care about the.
We gotta get Ava whipped cream.
And
You can't even concentrate. This is
terrible. I know. These bugs really attack the hell out of my ankles. I put some anti-bite on it. Still itches. I put some cream. I put some bug spray. I mean, maybe I should.
So no, I wouldn't really like it if you died.
I'd hope you wouldn't like it if I died, even if you did collect a lot of money.
I wouldn't like it.
Okay. And so on this ship of death and destruction, we got lots of cute pictures. The kids posing with machine guns.
Yeah, so cute.
And high caliber ship mounted guns. I tried to look at the positive side of things. Look, I'm not a big fan of the military industrial complex. Who is?
I mean, there's lots of people who are.
Okay, well, that's true. But I'm not a big fan of the military industrial complex. But I gotta admire the human ingenuity and the thought and the work that went into putting this ship together.
Sure.
Well, your thoughts. I mean, be honest with you. This is why we have you on the show, to offer a different perception.
Well, I thought that,
Perspective.
and I said this to my daughter, who was having a very, very hard time because it was, I mean, it's a killing ship, right? Like,
Yeah,
that's what
it's
they
a
go out
ship.
there,
It's
they go
designed
out
for
there
killing.
to kill people.
Well, kill
Yeah.
Nazis and evil Japanese people. Not that Japanese people are.
Wow.
No, Japanese people aren't
Oh.
evil now, but in the 40s they attacked us.
That doesn't mean Japanese people are evil. I mean,
Well, they had a word for evil Nazis, for evil Germans called Nazis. What do they call the evil Japanese besides a slur that I'm not going to repeat on this show?
oh my god. I mean, do you know the Japanese side of the story?
I watched that Pearl Harbor movie by Michael Bay.
With Ben Huflick?
Yes.
I don't know that that's going to give you
Well,
both sides of the coin.
yeah, I'm sure they were doing what they thought was best for the Japanese. But they attacked us.
I don't understand this, like, oh, they pushed me, I'm going to push them back business. But that's
Well-
obviously, like, why I'm not in the military.
Uh,
I don't think it's that either, but, like, there are reasons why people do not like the United States.
oh, yeah.
Like, legitimate reasons. And I'm not necessarily, like, saying one thing or the other, but
It was a killing ship, and my daughter,
yes.
God bless her, had a
She
hard
hated
time with
it.
it.
She hated it. Everything was, why did they go on this boat to kill people? Why did they go on this boat to sink submarines? Blah, blah, blah.
She did enjoy the submarine a lot, though.
Well,
She
liked
thought
the
that was a lot of
submarine.
fun.
There were no guns on the submarine.
Those torpedoes.
But that was like when you first walked down, you saw the torpedo thing, and then the rest of the torpedo piece was hidden in the walls.
Okay.
You couldn't see it.
Yeah, I guess it was less obvious of a killing machine. So a subtle killing machine.
Yeah. Well, and it was smaller. It was a lot smaller.
Silent weapons were quiet wars.
So, well, anyway, what I told her was that we are here to observe we're taking to observe how different people live, and we are here on this battleship to learn how soldiers lived in World War One.
Two.
That
World
was
War Two.
One.
That was World War Two.
Oh. Oh
It-
yeah,
it
no.
was-
World
it was
War
made
One was
after- Yeah, that ship sailed in World War Two.
Yeah, you're right.
Because
We learned a lot about different military things, and I was confused. But so we kind of took it as like a archaeological. Hawaii was bombed. It was really sad and scary, and nobody knew who was a good guy and who was a bad guy, and they were scared all the time, and they didn't know what to do. So what did they do? They signed up for the military to try and get some answers.
yeah, some of them signed up.
What do you mean?
Some of them were drafted.
Oh, I thought you meant like some people ran away.
Oh. No, I imagine they had to have some draft dodgers.
I don't know I don't know very much about World War II. Well, you need to get your dad on this show.
Yeah, my dad would love to talk about. Oh, he knew all about this.
Oh no, he
USS
was
Alabama. He was
literally-
excited.
We were on the phone with him right before we saw the mobile parade, and he said, "You know, there's a Spanish fort down there," and we were like, "Yeah, we want to go see it." And he's like, "And there's a big old battleship," and I was like, "Yeah, we're gonna go see it tomorrow." And he's like, "Oh no, what did I say?" I told him we're gonna go see a
The
battleship tomorrow. He
And
goes,
he
"Yeah,
said
oh,
the
USS Alabama," and we're like, "Whoa, how did you?"
And he spit some fact about it that I forgive me, Dad, if you ever listen to this. I forgot it already, but it was so interesting that he knew that off the top of his head.
He just knew it. He just loves World War II.
I mean,
He likes killing machines. He was a Marine.
well, he doesn't like them for killing machines. He likes human ingenuity. It's a testament.
That mosquito. There's a mosquito in our house.
It's the
Go.
one that's been biting my ankles.
Go get him. He ran over there.
Well, we're
Never
recording a
mind.
show right now.
Okay,
I
never
can't
mind.
see him right now. Yeah, or I shouldn't assume it's gender.
I think, don't the women, aren't they the biters?
I bet.
Hmm.
Women be biting. And I admire the work it took to put that together, all the things, the testing, the like making a shell the size of a human being.
I mean, I
you
just,
can
like-
I can turn a human being to mist if it hit him.
super cool. I'm so glad that we did that to our environment and to each other as human beings. And I mean, I don't know. I just can't see it that way. It's not like there's so many.
Got him.
There's so many other things that we could use our human ingenuity to make and create. And
We did. We went to the moon.
I also think that's a waste of time.
I liked it. I thought it was interesting. I thought it was fascinating to see how they lived, to see how small the space was, the Bob Feller thing. I really enjoyed it. The boys enjoyed it. The girls did not.
Yeah, Mila. Oh Lord. Oh.
Well, he'll beep it out.
Yeah, the little one. She
hated it. She wanted to go. She says it was boring. She says she was losing her mind. She's a 3-year-old saying, "I'm losing my mind."
She did. She laid down on the floor. It was bad. So we only got to see one of the tours. We only got to go see like where they slept and where they kind of just. There's another mosquito. Good God.
Oh, but the boys loved it. They're like, "Oh, this is awesome. Let me sit behind this gun." And
I didn't even tell you about the flight simulator.
Oh, yes. I didn't get to go on the flight simulator because my oldest daughter was scared out of her mind. But so my 3 youngest kids, and what was that like?
It was actually really cool. I thought it would have been a lot cooler if it wasn't like your mission is to find the bad guys and fly through like I guess like a canyon. There was like a river and there were like walls, so we were like woo, back and forth. And then we had to go up into the air and refuel from a fueling jet that was up in the air, which that was pretty neat. And then we had to land the plane safely on a battleship, which I thought it would have been a lot cooler if we didn't have to kill the submarines and kill the other people, because like it was like really glorified killing.
I know, and it's unfortunate, but like without World War II, we wouldn't have movies like Saving Private Ryan and Captain America: First Avenger. So you got to take the good with the bad. And I said the same thing about Vietnam. Some of my favorite movies were about Vietnam.
I'm so glad you can put things into like perspective about how like entertaining they are for you.
A lot of people like Full Metal Jacket. So it's not just me.
I mean, I liked Full Metal Jacket too, but I would trade it for all the lives lost in the war.
Well,
not you, man. No, your entertainment.
They did move that line slightly.
What do you mean?
The line between, oh no, that was the Korean War. They moved the line between South Korea and North Korea slightly, so it wasn't a total waste of time.
My grandpa fought in the Korean War. He got really mad when I bought a Kia.
Oh, wow. What did he say to you?
I'm not going to repeat it.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, no. I mean, don't think that I know, like, this is super, super, super ridiculously tongue-in-cheek, but sometimes it's just really hard to be white.
Oh, it is.
Oh, my God.
Well.
All the racism you grow up with is just... I don't know.
Yeah, well, I mean, some people take that seriously.
What do you mean?
Like, my dad's like, okay, you gotta cut. I used to work for my dad in he had a small business selling safety supplies. And he used to deal with some veterans, and we had to cut the made in China or the made in Asia labels off of boxes because they took that stuff seriously.
Oh, yeah. No.
Yeah. No, they didn't mean like I didn't fight and watch my friends get killed by these guys so you can sell me products from there. I'm like, okay. I mean, that's where the products come from. And I already told on the podcast the story about the Vietnamese waiter whose name was Charlie, and we laughed. Boy, did we laugh.
Okay. We had a Vietnamese waiter named Charlie?
No, me, my friend, I don't think, he might bleep it out. My 2 friends. You know the 2.
Your little besties for the besties?
Well, I'm not proud of it, but, Yeah, we had a good laugh at the guys being named Charlie. I mean, I didn't name him.
Okay. This is really taking a turn.
I know, it's taking a turn. All we just were trying to talk about war.
There's nothing funny about what we're talking
I know.
about
I'm trying to waka waka. It's our it's always the credo of the Skim podcast to waka waka that shit. And sometimes it's hard to waka waka war. A lot of people died. But like.
It's all about the girls in their little bathing suits, and Ava goes, "Is that what they made the girls?"
Oh yeah, the USO little entertainer girls were in their little skimpy sailor outfits, and
our oldest
his daughter's like
horrified.
Oh. She's like, "Was that what they made them wear?" We're raising a little feminist.
Yeah.
Will there still be a glass ceiling when she grows up?
There will always be a glass ceiling, unless we burn the patriarchy to the ground and start from scratch, which doesn't seem to be happening. I thought 2021 was going to do it, but it just it didn't.
Well, maybe 2022.
Oh, I'm tired of this.
The year of the death of the patriarchy.
We'll see.
And we haven't done too much in Mississippi yet. I found out I don't like fried oysters.
No.
Fried oysters are not tasty. They're very fishy, and they're very gritty.
It's like eating fish poop.
I don't know if that's fish poop. Don't tell me if that was fish poop I was eating.
I mean, that's what I imagine fish poop would taste like, is an oyster.
Alright, I did not like oysters, so I will not be having fried oysters again. I'm going to stick to the fried shrimp that I'm used to. I like fried clams, but they didn't have clams down here. I guess clams are not a Gulf inhabitant. You are making a lot of noise. Now our other dog's making noise.
He's got to make noise because he gets lost a lot.
He gets lost a lot. We put a bell on him.
Because he ran away in the trucker stop. That's a funny story.
Yeah. Alright, so we're at a truck stop with this darn dog, and he takes off, jumps out of the car, and bolts around. It does the whole thing like, I'll let you get close enough to like make it feel like you're gonna catch me, but I'm gonna run off as soon as you get close enough to.
It was like one of those truck stops where they have a separate filling station and weigh station for all the semis. Plus they had a big lot for all the sleeping people in their semis, and they had showers and 6 restaurants.
It was a huge parking lot.
Huge one.
And it happened to be very busy that day.
So full.
So full. And he was weaving in and out of the, I don't bleep out the dogs' names on the podcast. Kevin was weaving in and out of the trucks, and I couldn't find him. I gave up. I figured he'd eventually come back. He knows where he gets fed, and he did come back.
No, we had to drive around the parking lot screaming Kevin like a bunch of idiots.
Kevin,
okay, so clams are found from northern Canada to North Carolina, so we're too far south.
Oh, we're too far south for clams.
Yeah. That's
strange when I ask for clams. Like, no, we don't have clams. Like, okay, I'm sorry. Okay, could you please be quieter?
Go away, Kevin. Go away, Bubba. His little jingle bell. So we put a jingle bell on him so we could find him.
Yeah, that won't happen again.
It's happened 4 times since
He's
then.
ran off, but we found him.
He runs away all the time. He's the worst.
He really is. Oh, speaking of the worst, we had some shit go down while we were,
Oh, yes. We have so many broken things right now.
Well, some of the things are our fault. Like, the kids broke the door going into their room. I gotta rehang that. They broke the door going in our room. We gotta rehang that.
No, that one's fine.
It's hung. It just needs to be, like...
secured at the bottom.
Secured at the bottom.
They're
I need
like
to fiddle around with
farm doors or like pocket doors where you roll them in and out, and the bottom part has got like a little doohickey.
Yeah.
It doesn't swing back and forth.
And the kids fucked it up.
That they did.
Yeah. And then they broke off a cubby door.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, that's not great. I fixed that one before. I have to fix it again. And then there's the awning. The metal snapped on the awning. So, like, this is the reality. These things are not built great.
No.
If you ever want to do this, just remember that. You got to be ready to fix a lot
Yeah, so many repairs.
So many repairs. I encourage this. You know what? I'm endorsing. I know it's early on. I'm endorsing. I would do this if you can find a job from the road. Let's not talk about how much that job does not bring joy into our lives, but
It does not bring joy into our lives.
But if you can find a job from the road, and if you want to do this for a year, maybe I don't know. Maybe you want to wait till your kid's a little older than ours. It's the only thing I'm worried about. The youngest one. It's not that. I'm just worried the youngest one's not going to remember this.
I don't think we're going to stop after a year. I'm sorry. It's going so slow.
I know.
It's going to take us a month to get through Florida.
Well, why are you apologizing to me? I'm enjoying this.
Well, right, but the kids aren't.
A kid isn't.
Today, what he thought about.
I bleep that one too.
I asked him what he thought about this lifestyle, and he goes, I don't know. I haven't even really had a second to think about it.
He said that? It was a very mature thing for an 8-year-old to say.
Okay. Well, I mean, he hasn't. We've just been going nonstop.
Yeah. All right. So this has been rough on the kids. Maybe this is a little selfish on my part, but I wanted to chase my dreams.
Well, you should chase your dreams, and you should teach your kids how to chase your dreams. They're learning more from you standing up for yourself than.
And who knows? This point in time was when I was meant to do this. I wanted to do this after I graduated high school, before I went into college.
I think it's just hard because it's the holidays.
Yeah. But if I was a young man, I could have, just traveled the country and meet strange and interesting people.
Yeah, but then look at, my brother, who is also a traveler, but he is, a lovely human being. He just... I mean, he's very secluded. He's super lonely.
Yeah.
He's super into conspiracy theories, and he
thinks Democrats are eating babies.
Yeah, he does. He says, I wouldn't put it past him.
All right.
I mean, to be fair, I think I would put eating babies past literally anyone on the planet. I don't even think the Nazis ate babies.
No, I need more solid proof than conspiracies than before I accuse people of eating babies. I mean, that's like Dracula evil. Before I accuse you of being Dracula, I need some solid proof.
So Dracula is more evil than Hitler.
That's a tough one. One was fictional. If Dracula was... Oh, Vlad the Impaler, was he evil?
Yeah, for sure, right?
Well, he's a warrior. He's sometimes you gotta
take
impale a
baths
motherfucker.
In people's blood, he would just
Was that just a circumstance of the job, or is he really bathed in people's blood?
He would have virgins, and he would sacrifice them, and then drain their blood to take bath in it because he wanted to be immortal.
Well, I'm gonna have to look that up. That is pretty evil. To circle it back around, now you see the need to make a warship to stop his Nazi regime.
Well, and thank you to all of the veterans out there who have signed up and given over their lives to the industrial war complex.
Yes, we appreciate you.
And stopping the Vlad the Impalers.
There's a reason you call the greatest generation.
I mean, all veterans,
all the
not
veterans,
just the World War II veterans. They're...
I mean, well, let's face it, though. They won World War II. They lost Vietnam. I mean, America likes a winner.
What are you saying?
I'm just making a joke.
Okay. Okay.
See, this is what T has to deal with. You just win sometimes.
Do you just put his hand over your mouth and go no?
Sometimes. He's never literally done.
Okay.
And he may edit this. He might edit some of these comments out, and I don't blame him.
He should. Some of them.
Yes.
Someone's got to reel you in. All right. What else do you want to talk about? What else have we done? So we've done.
Oh well. we're still in the middle of talking about some of the shit show stuff that's happened.
Oh my God, there's so many broken things that we can't even keep track of them.
Okay, so RVs have glass that goes over the stove.
Yeah, I guess it's supposed to keep, like, if there's a propane leak or something, it's supposed to keep it contained. I don't actually know how important it is.
We'll have to find out.
But since every single RV is made with one, my guess is...
fairly important?
Yeah, I would say on the, like, more... Look at how important is sex in a relationship? That's the first thing that popped up. How important are rest days? How important is sleep for muscle growth? How glass on an RV stove?
Well, ours shattered.
Yes, it's
Just
shattered.
fucking burst. And there was glass everywhere. I guess it got a little too hot, and then it cooled down way too fast, and just, bam, shattered. So, motherfucker, we got to deal with that.
So it says that it is a very important part of the unit. However, these are the reasons it gives. It keeps it clean, the stove.
Okay.
It provides a back to the stove so that the wall can stay clean.
Okay.
And adds an elevated look to the piece.
Doesn't feel important.
That doesn't feel very important, does it? Why?
No. But I guess it depends on how much it's going to cost to replace.
I don't want to... I'm not talking about glass stovetop. Sorry, I got lost in RV land.
So, there's some things we got to replace. It's a hard life. It is a hard life. Moving is a stressful thing. In general, moving is a stressful thing. When you got to do it once a week, or once every couple weeks, or once every couple days, it can tend to wear on you. And our kids hate moving day. I don't love moving day.
Well, mostly, I mean, I think they like moving day. We've done everything we possibly can to make moving day okay for them. Like, they're allowed to play their tablets all day.
Yes.
They are allowed to be in their pajamas all day.
We fill it with activity books.
I've got tons of games and toys and stuff in the car and it's not the car part that they hate. What they hate is, like, once we get to the site, it takes us about, half an hour to get
set up, and then there's the yelling.
To get it safe.
Yeah.
So that they can play. And if we're moving at night, the yelling is so bad.
Well, I mean, we didn't yell so much just last time.
Well, it's like a thing. I mean, I didn't...
You were self-conscious about it until you, saw other wives,
Yeah, it's like a thing that when we were at that one park and we watched all the weekend warriors come in, I was sitting there watching, and, all of the wives, it's their job to, just belittle the shit out of their husbands who can't back the RVs in. Banging an RV in is hard.
It is. You'd think women would be more understanding, but...
No, we're not. We're not understanding
women
much.
belittling. But that's how things are going. I'm enjoying it. I endorse the life. It's tough, not for the faint of heart. It'll toughen you up a bit. You might not find I don't know what kind of job you think you can find on the road.
There's jobs out there, especially now.
Yeah.
Now's the time to work from home.
Yes. And
are there people out there listening to us that are considering this lifestyle? Is that what we're doing here?
are not only interesting but informative. Anything else you'd like to share with the listening audience?
No.
All right. Well, we've been going for a while, and we've regaled you with tales. We've informed you, if you didn't already know, that Mobile is the birthplace of Mardi Gras. That
there, you said it again. Mardi Gras.
I did?
Yeah.
Mardi Gras.
Mardi Gras.
Mardi Gras. And I didn't get it. We're starting to run into these Cajun accents down here, so I'm gonna get a chance to listen to them, and you'll hear my Cajun accent.
Why don't you go ahead and just off the cuff, come up with what you thought that the man sounded like on the phone yesterday.
Oh man, Alabama, we had some really good po' boys. Up here is when I had the oyster po' boy, and I don't recommend that. But the shrimp one was good.
Mm-hmm.
And this gas station place was supposed to be voted
Voted
the best po' boy, and we went in there and they closed the kitchen at 7. Like, how's that a thing?
I feel like we should record another one after we kind of explore this area because it's going to be really, really...
Yeah, there's a lot to do around here. I'll tell you about the ice cream place. Tell you about some of the things we're going to see. It's going to be a blast. I think it's going to be a blast. And then we're going to spend our Christmas here in good old Mississippi.
Mm-hmm. We're right on the Gulf Coast.
What is Mississippi? What state is Mississippi?
What do you mean, what state is Mississippi?
Like, Missouri's the show me state. Ohio's the heartland of it all. Where did that take place?
Why would... What? That's just like saying that, like, they're soft and strong. The women are soft and strong.
Yeah, but what state did the movie take place in?
Mississippi.
Did it?
I have no idea.
No. Well, if it took place in Atlanta, that made me think that Atlanta was the...
It was not Atlanta. It was a tiny little town.
I've never seen the movie.
What?
I've never seen Steel Magnolias.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. You need to watch it. It's so good.
It's so good.
So good. That's one of the good ones. There's like, I don't know.
Well.
What? Like 6 movies from the 80s and 90s that have aged well.
RoboCop.
And appropriate. No, not RoboCop.
You didn't finish watching RoboCop. How
could
you judge
bad. It was
RoboCop?
so bad. I couldn't finish it.
It was not bad. It's one of the greatest movies. Me and Aunt love Cop.
I feel like I am speaking to like 5-year-old you. Like, yes, it is the greatest movie a 5-year-old has ever seen. Did you?
I don't think you
watch
understand.
it
Yeah, I
as an
watched
adult?
it. I've watched it as an adult, and it's excellent satire of our society. But it's like, I can see our world going this way.
Maybe.
Maybe. A corporation making a RoboCop to replace real cops?
Did you see that there's that new robot thing?
No.
What is that movie that just came out with the little Apple iPhone thing that's a robot? The kids just saw it with your parents.
Oh, Ron Gone Wrong?
Yeah. So there is like a real one of those.
Oh, really?
Oh, it's like and I just watched it's an ad for it.
Oh, so robots are going to rise up and kill us all. Both me and Tyrell, we don't worry about robots running up.
Moxie. Moxie. It's this
it's
thing.
cute.
Ugh. But the commercial for it is like, oh, here, can I play it?
I'll hold the mic up to the other phone and see how this goes.
You might have to cut.
You might have to cut this whole thing out, but we're gonna learn about Moxie.
Oh, and you should see our oldest daughter's reaction.
She frightened?
She was like, oh, it's real. Okay, so this kid is like laying on the floor, super sad, playing with a toy by himself. His mom comes in.
This is not real.
There's someone here who wants to meet you.
She sets down this robot. He opens his eyes.
Whoa.
My name is Moxie. I'm a new robot. What is your name?
I'm Riley.
Oh,
It's
Riley's
nice to meet
made
you,
a new
Riley.
friend.
What do you do to get ready for bed?
Brush my teeth and read a story.
I love stories. Would you read a story to me?
Sure. Rita woke
Isn't this
with
music?
a lovely dream, still fresh in her mind, gracefully gliding across the shimmering ice rink.
Oh, but it's encouraging the kid to read.
Breathing exercises always help me relax. Riley, we have a new mission. Would you make a drawing for me?
This is good for the kids.
No, they can have human friends to do this. We're like, how come their parents aren't doing this shit? She pulls out her smartphone, the mom, and she's like,
I'm so
is
excited
monitoring
for you
his.
to tell me about the dentist. I've never been to one,
You don't have teeth.
but I can still smile. And then what happened?
He said he didn't want to play with me anymore.
Aww.
Thank you for telling me about your day. Sometimes holding a friend's hand makes me feel better. Do you want to try squeezing my hand?
Well,
So what's our new mission, Moxie?
You'll need paper and a pencil. We're going to make some kind notes.
He wrote a note to his mom and says,
You'll
I
need
love
to
you,
talk to
Mom.
one of your
that's
friends
cute.
about what makes
What a
them
positive
happy,
influence this
and then
girl
tell
that's
me
had in
all
this
about
child's
it.
life.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. Mom, can we invite Mason over to play? Sure. I have a new
Alright.
mission. We're gonna talk about things that make us happy.
Now he's gonna make a human friend.
Bye, Moxie.
See you soon.
Embodied Moxie, because soft skills are essential skills. I hate everything about.
Alright, well, this is getting the more complex things than I was ready for. Some kids need
Robots?
some kids need something like to get them to open up. They close off to their parents. They don't want to talk to their parents.
Listen, I am a big, huge
Robophobe.
advocate of more human interaction.
I know. But you're also robophobic. Our daughter's also robophobic. I'm raising a bunch of robophobes.
Did you ever see The Matrix?
I've seen The Matrix. I've also seen Johnny
you
5
see
Come Alive.
AI?
I've not seen AI.
Oh gosh, this is the premise for that movie.
Seen
And then the sad little robot gets stuck in the ocean forever, and he can never, ever, ever escape because.
You just spoiled the movie?
No.
You spoiled the movie. Now, when am I going to go see what AI? You ruined the movie for me.
It's about.
I know that it had Haley Joel Osment in it.
Yeah, it was really sad.
He was the robot.
It was really sad.
Oh, boy. She ruined it for me.
I didn't ruin it for you because it's not actually the ending. That's only the middle part.
Oh, well, I've seen Short Circuit.
Short Circuit is.
And Short Circuit 2.
What about that one where the robots come flying out of the sky?
If you're thinking of Independence Day, those weren't robots. They were just regular aliens.
No, they look like robots. It was from the 80s. It was around the time of Short Circuit. Like an old person, like they were tearing down an old neighborhood.
Oh, yeah. Batteries not included.
Yes, that's the one.
I like that movie.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That was a good one.
But those are the kind of robots that I can handle. The ones from the 1980s that are.
Did you know that, because I found this out recently on the podcast, did you know that Indian guy was not really an Indian guy?
I did. And as a small child, I knew that was wrong.
I found it out as a grown man, and it fucked me up.
There's a lot of really, terrible... What do you call that when, white actors play...
Brownface.
Brownface?
Yes, it's brownface.
There's a lot of really, really bad ones from the 80s.
Oh, there was Soul Man.
Oh, God. They remade that in the 90s.
They remade Soul Man?
They did.
Oh, man. They shouldn't have made Soul Man in the first place. Then they remade
But it was
Soul
with
Man?
a girl. I'm going to have to look this up. Remake.
Soul
Man.
They remade Soul Man? What other brown face? Does Al Pacino count as brown face? He didn't darken his face so he can play Scarface or Carlito. But he was Italian man playing a Puerto Rican and a Cuban. I don't know. This podcast is again. If you didn't think On the Road with the Real ODP wouldn't go off the rails, you haven't been listening to our show.
Sorry, I got lost looking at these pictures.
I'm gonna warn T that he's gonna chop this up. But what did they make the Soul Man Was it a Soul Man sequel? Did they reboot Soul Man?
This article says, this is the 80s. It's the Cosby decade. America loves black people.
The Cosby decade.
That's when, that's an actual quote from Soul Man.
Oh, jeez.
Oof.
All right. Well, let's just put a bow on this. And let me just say, I enjoyed Alabama. It's a state I didn't think it was going to be on our stop because I didn't have a particular interest in Alabama, but I'm glad we stopped there. There was a lot of great stuff.
I would like to see Selma. That's in Alabama. I would like to see, what was the one you wanted to go see?
We wanted to go see Birmingham. We got to go back and see the Porch Creek Indians. They call themselves Indians. And I didn't call them that.
No, we actually learned a little bit about when you're identifying a native group, you need to find out what they call themselves.
Oh, yeah. We'll ask.
And it's
we'll get a chance.
So they're a living, breathing population, and we can't make decisions for them. We can just ask.
Just ask.
They're literally alive and right here for reference.
All right, and we will tell you more about Mississippi on the road with the Real ODP. Rename this On the Road with the Real ODP and Family because we've had
so many guests.
Yes, dogs in particular.
Oh my gosh! The next time we talk to them, will we be at the state park that's the Pirate Cove?
We may be.
That's pretty exciting.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that. All right. Thanks again on behalf of me and my family, and my wife can thank you herself. She's right here.
Thank you for letting me speak for myself.
Of course. I'm a feminist.
That has yet to be determined.
Well, I'm working on it.
Fair enough.
All right. And I love you, dear.
I love you too, baby.
All right. Take care, folks, and see you next time with On the Road with the Real ODP, brought to you by Stays Crunchy and Milk.
Soul Woman. It's called Soul Woman.
Oh, jeez. I don't even wanna.
Back to Skip.
You know what it is, man. Each and every week, no matter what, we take to the mean streets of Reddit for a little bit of Am I the Asshole. And even in this car, as I'm driven toward my home, and the wind is trying to whip us off the goddamn road. Fuck, man.
That's right.
That shit kind of just started really butting up against us. I had pulled one. And then I pulled it because I saw it said update. And so I went back to the original and then we'll check out the update. This says, am I the asshole for refusing to invite my racist in-laws, though they apologize? When my husband and I got married a decade ago, we had no money, so we really couldn't afford much. My husband felt so bad about it all because, unlike me, he comes from money. But because his family was against our marriage, I'm Asian, he's white, they completely cut him off. For the record, I wasn't expecting financial assistance from them, but it hurt that just because I'm Asian, they thought I was with my husband only for the money. Naturally, we haven't had any contact with his side of the family. Well, for our upcoming 10th wedding anniversary, we can now afford to splurge a little. So we decided to have a vow renewal ceremony in style. Given how terrible it has been mentally for us all over the last couple of years, we decided on a trip abroad to relax, have fun, and just enjoy vacation with those closest to us. And because my parents wouldn't be able to afford to come otherwise, we gifted the entire trip to them as a thank you for everything they've done for us. Somehow, his family has learned that, hey, not only am I not a gold digger, but that my husband and I are doing well for ourselves and are about to celebrate our 10th anniversary. They reached out to us with an apology, quotes around that bad boy, and an offer of a gaudy monstrosity of a ring to use for our vow renewal ceremony. I'm not interested in their token non-apology, and certainly have no interest of wearing something that's not all to my taste just for the sake of familial harmony. Plus, my engagement ring was a gift from my mom. It was my grand's engagement ring and that my mom also wore, so it has incredible sentimental value. My husband was behind me 100% until he learned from his sister that his grandmother was dying and that she wished to mend things with him. I reluctantly agreed to the visit, but made sure we came to an agreement on a few things beforehand, including how his family aren't invited to our vow renewal and I'm not wearing their ring. Unfortunately, she passed before we could visit, and his family have been hounding and guilt-tripping both of us ever since, trying to get us to invite them to our ceremony. I refused, but my husband's wavering. He kept saying they apologized, they haven't really, and that we could educate them. When he wouldn't let it go, I basically told him that since he's not Asian, he has no right to accept their apology against an Asian, and that if it's not my responsibility to educate racists on why racism is wrong. And honestly, my parents shouldn't have to deal with racists or on what should be a vacation. He said he understood and apologized to me, but he's been distant, and I don't want to go ahead with our trip when things are so awkward between us. But everyone is already committed financially, and we can't afford to refund them all. And now I'm now wondering if I'm an asshole for not trying harder with his family. There's a whole update to this. But whilst we're here, is this person an asshole?
No. I don't feel like they're an asshole, but I do feel like they maybe are letting their anger keep them from pushing forward.
Would you say they're pulling the metaphorical crowbar against the metaphorical car that was parked like a fucking asshole?
I told you that was a victimless crime.
In the metaphorical city of Chicago.
Yeah, but what his parents wasn't a victimless crime. Like, I can imagine my parents not talking to me for 10 fucking years because of somebody I married. She ain't angry enough.
Yeah. I can say that I was married for probably a good 5 years before I got shown any kind of love from my then wife's other side of her family, because again, her mother, my children's grandmother, was racist. Her aunt and uncle just was like, trying to abide by the rules, and the rules seem to say don't fuck with them. But then again, my ex-wife's mom's mom passed away, and I was asked to be a pallbearer. And even though I am definitely afraid of caskets and funerals, I said yes, and I did. I was a pallbearer at that woman's funeral because they needed, guys on team. And I said okay, and I did it. And after that, that's when her aunt and uncle was like, "Oh, that motherfucker on my team now. He helped my mother's funeral." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And they love me ever since. So Thanksgiving that year, their mother passed away. So what had happened is, I would just go drop my wife off for holidays. And I'd go my ass home. I ain't give a fuck, you know what I'm saying? And so Thanksgiving that year, I go drop my wife off over at their mama's house. And they have their family Thanksgiving. And she comes home and says, and now probably beeps name, blew the spot up on my mom and said, "Well, why ain't he here?" And my mom, caught, because basically, this man had just been a pallbearer at your mama's funeral, was like, oh, he's welcome to come. It's okay. I'm like, I bet you I am welcome to come, you so-and-so. So Christmas, a few weeks, that month later, however that shit falls, I did show up at the house. So I was, like I said, I was this Asian woman myself for about half as long. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I guess like in this instance, I've never been in this situation per se myself.
I think you never have to be.
Yeah, but I feel like on the outside looking in, if these people are admitting they were wrong and they're trying to apologize, are you fingering me because there's an update?
No. So like this person has a. I feel like this person comment might speak to you a little bit.
Okay.
Not the asshole. They didn't apologize. They see a moment of a free vacation. Don't back down. All of this is back down at all on this and make that clear to your husband. Racism doesn't go away and it'll still be there in the in-laws. They're only trying to make amends after seeing what you're doing for your parents and want a free vacation. It's a stretch, but it's going to be somewhat true in the long run. Watch. Now, there's a full update to this. Like the lady wrote like a full ass update.
I feel like, before you continue, I feel like where I was going with that, maybe too optimistic. if that's what these people are saying.
Okay.
Like maybe I was hoping for the best, and maybe these people had turned over a new leaf and realized the error of their ways and were trying to make amends. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Fair enough. Let us hope. Let's see. So here is an update. Per your suggestions, I told my husband that our vow renewal is not a place for us and his family to have a reunion. Given that it is to celebrate the past 10 years of our marriage, something his family had no part in. And we're vehemently against. If they wish to apologize and start over, we can meet for lunch or coffee after our trip. He then confessed to what some of you had guessed. His family knew about the vow renewal because he kept in regular contact with his sister, and he told her to let the rest of the family know about the event in hopes that we could mend things. Oh, he a fuck up here. I didn't find that in the original comment, y'all. I'm sorry.
It sounds like something she found out.
Correct.
I have to say, like, it's probably hard for him, like, to miss your family, yes. But even though, like, no, they fucking up, and like this, we can be angry at our family and not agree with them and shit. But like at the end of the day, sometimes like when you miss your family, even no matter how wrong they may be, you know.
I hear you. Since it's been 10 years, he thought they'd see that they were wrong about me and wrong to cut him off. It was why he kept pressuring me to forgive them, despite their lack of an apology or any show of change, because he hoped that if we all just met, things would work itself out, and he'd be welcomed back into the fold. The guilt over going behind my back and sadness over what happened was why he'd been so withdrawn. He felt shitty that he'd been doing wrong. Okay. I was furious and hurt that he lied to me for a decade. It was a lie of omission, but a lie all the same. And while I understand clinging on to hope that his racist family will one day see the light, I couldn't understand why he never once asked for an apology from his sister, or if she was even sorry for the terrible things she'd said to me. I needed some time, so I moved back in. Jesus Christ, this really took a turn. I moved back in with my parents. While I was gone, his parents and his sister came for a visit. Unfortunately, the reunion wasn't what he had hoped for. They were completely unrepentant, and their renewed racist vitriol against me was worse. He also learned why they were so adamant about attending our vow renewal when they were still clearly against our marriage. As many of you thought, they just wanted a free vacation. As for the gaudy monstrosity of a ring, it was to be alone for the duration of the ceremony. He was furious, and he kicked them all out. And this time, he went full no contact. He profusely apologized for lying and begged me to forgive him for his stupidity. We're seeking marriage counseling, and though we still have a long way to go, we're definitely on the same page, especially with respect to his family. We've also decided to turn our trip into just a vacation. All of the guests understand and look forward to decompressing on a warm, sandy beach. Oh, and his grandmother's will was an interesting read. My husband ended up inheriting a part of her estate, and best of all, she left the gaudy monstrosity of a ring to me. I'm not sure what to do with the thing. My friends are divided whether I should just offer to sell it to the mother-in-law or keep it and horrify them with the reality of their piece of history is being owned by an Asian. My husband doesn't care either way, and I look forward to your suggestions. Thank you all so much for your help. Well, goddamn.
So I guess my initial thought was too optimistic.
You know what, bro? I'm never gonna be. It's never a shame to be hopeful for the best. Simply prepare for the worst. And in this case, it was the worst. God, racism is so weird to me, bro. It's like, why do that to yourself? Why miss out on so many great potential things just on some I think these people are not good for whatever reason you think. Congratulations, people. Y'all played yourself. And it's dope that his grandma had looked out for him in her will. And that's fly as fuck, you know what I'm saying? And like, look, these people are now, they self-made, they take good care of themselves, and now they have a life that they live, and that's okay. And it's sad that he has to lose his family off this bullshit, and that his family is such, a trash pile. But he's found himself a good life partner, and her parents seem to take good care of them and look out for him. So he has that, and that's pretty okay. Sheesh. Man, well,
Man, I ain't getting a fucking warning on that one.
yeah.
Hopefully he was looking the other way.
But there you go. That was a road trip version of the show. Will I put these lyrics that I prepared for Chicago at the beginning of this? Maybe, mayhaps, but you know what it is. Please rate, review, subscribe, and share the show wherever possible. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Stage Crunchy, our Twitch channel at Stage Crunchy and Milk. Follow us on Twitter at Skimpod, SKIMPOD. If you want to support the show financially, a few bucks stars away, head over to our Patreon and show us some love. You can get some good stuff, including our upcoming Christmas We Tried, which is fully edited, and I think I made the art is the picture Anthony took. All I did was put some text on top of that bitch. So if you want to know a photo credit, give it to my man Ant back there.
Yes.
Also, merch available over tpublic.com/user/StageCrunchyMilk, all word. I was just told today by a listener and friend that currently they are sold out of hoodies. So don't think that this show has played you. And we are sold out of hoodies. It's TeePublic who puts our logo on the hoodie. We didn't do that, okay? Don't blame that on me. Don't hit me up talking about you sold out of shirts. I did not. TeePublic did. They keep having these sales and they finally sold out a fucking shirt. Which is good for them, I guess. Right. If you care to, shoot us a message over at podcast@stagecrunchyandmilk.com. Feel free to give us a call, 216-264-6311. That's 216-264-6311. We'd certainly love to hear from you. Our missing man on this road trip is the Real ODP. Feel free to show us love and hit him up. If it works like it should, he will send us an on the road, and that will be in this show somewhere. It's great. It'll be 2 on the road kind of situations.
Yeah, he's like perpetually on the road, so.
Yeah, always. It's a rare treat. It's a gift.
Yeah, it's not so much missing, and it's just like he's not here.
It is Tatum 216.
Yes.
It's Lunchbox 2099. The Wheel Man.
I don't think that cop saw me speeding.
I, of course, am the Internet Saver 713. You've just been podcast. Still know that you loved it.
I think he was with a lot lizard.
Peace.